Hello there everyone, I'm Clown Nebula. Welcome to a new indie game. An Italian indie game. And now we are living again the darkest times of our country. The Second World War. This game is called Venti Mesi, which is 20 months. The time in which we finally understood that joining Hitler in his campaign of dictatorship wasn't such a great idea, and then we changed side. At least we tried, and then the resistance started. So here we are. This game is about 20
Badoglio, un personaggio scialbo che sta al sud con gli americani.
Badoglio, a dull man who lives in the south with the Americans. This game is about choices.
Il governo italiano, riconosciuta la impossibilità
8 September 1943.
contro la soverchiante potenza avversaria nell'intento di risparmiare
Sergeant Guidi! Sergeant Guidi! Private Pini. What are you doing there, Sarge? Didn't you hear the radio? War is over. Yes, I heard the radio. So, did you hear what Marshal Badoglio said? Everyone's gone home. Everybody. Go home. What's up, Sarge? I don't think it's about to happen. I like the Picasso style of this game. Bini, did you listen carefully to the Badoglio proclamation? This is when the government turned off the power of Mussolini and then started a new government allied with the Allies, I think. Carefully, yes sir. Italy signed an armistice with Eisenhower and the Allies, but the war wasn't over. Hitler still held the northern part of Italy. And I wrote it down just in case, Sarge. Here it is. All acts of hostility against the Anglo-American force by Italian forces must cease. But there were still fascist forces that were loyal to the Duce. Anything else? Well, one more thing. Everywhere. Everywhere, Sarge. Don't you get it? War is over. Yeah, we wished. A war is over, Pini. War is not over, ever. Another one is about to begin. Soon, tomorrow, maybe today, maybe it's already begun. What are you saying, Sarge? If we signed a peace treaty with the Americans who were the enemy, against whom should we make war? Right, Pini. Whom? The Germans? The Germans, exactly. Our previous allies. But weren't the Germans our friends? No, Pini. The Germans have never been our friends. Well, actually they were our friends. It is true. We stood with them, so I guess... Yes, the Germans were our friends. Because they were the enemy of our enemy. But now that our enemy has become our friend... Yeah, we saw that it was more convenient to join the stronger side with USA and UK. The Germans have become the enemy of our friend. Therefore, our enemy. Yeah, we did a turn back on Hitler. Well, it isn't very something that will forgive our actions, but at least at some point we decided to. At least at some point we decided to change history and the curse of our history. I don't get it, Sarge. Me neither, Pini. Me neither. But there's one thing I'm sure of. Starting today, in the eyes of Germany, Italy is an enemy country. A country of traitors. A country to be occupied. And with no need to be invaded because our enemy is already here. Yeah, as I said, they established themselves along the German line, I think it was called. It was about in the middle of Italy. But the Americans are coming, aren't they? I mean, they're already here too, in Italy. That's why we surrendered. Didn't we? The Americans are still in Sicily. And Sicily is very, very distant, Pini. It could take them weeks, maybe months, before they make it here to the north. So what? We wait. Wait. Wait for what? For them to come. I don't know. I don't know anything more, Pini. To get back home. To follow the orders. To wait. To choose. It was easier before. Before? Believe, obey, fight. It wasn't a matter of choice, it was just what it was. Many of the fascists accepted passively what Mussolini said, and all his desire of conquer and building the ancient Roman Empire again with the colonies. And everyone was happy about that. Apparently they were all hungry for a sort of reputation that has been fading away during the 18th century and the 19th century. I think it's time to fight. Okay. Sarge? Sarge! Are you alright? I'm alright, Pini. I'm alright now. Go, Pini, make your choice. What about you, Sarge? I'll make my choice too. That's what we all do, don't we? Choose. Indeed. And some people, luckily enough, chose to fight the regime.
Adesso noi che ce li siamo trovati di fronte, sappiamo che non sono invincibili. Sono esseri umani, coraggiosi e vili, come gli uomini di tutto il mondo.
Germans, now that we found them in front of us, we learned they are not invincible. They are human beings, courageous and cowardly, just like any other human being in the world. The German soldiers were much feared back in the days, because they struck fast, and no one seemed very capable of resisting them. But at some point, Russia, or the URSS, as it was called before, resisted to them, and also United Kingdom did. So they demonstrated that actually they were not so undying, so immortal. Papier, bit! Papier, bit! Italiener! Are you talking to me? Giuseppe. Papier, bit! Schnell! Okay, take it easy. I think this is the deportation of the Italians. Or maybe they were checking who were the traitors. I mean, I'm sorry. We Hebens see? I don't know. Heiben? I don't know German. Name? Giuseppe. Oh, Giuseppe. Giuseppe Meazza. Yeah, I wish I were. Even though he's now playing with Varese. Pepin is always the best. Probably is a soccer player. Let me tell you, my dad used to play football with him back in the day, here in the neighborhood of Greco. Papier, bit! Okay. This guy wants to check my papers, but he's a boy. He must be my age. What if I asked him instead? Do you like football? Bad idea. Good idea. Do you like football? Maybe we have something in common. Football? Football! Nice football! I speak a little. Me very good football. Giuseppe Meazza, world champion. Yeah, I guess. I don't know much about the history of soccer, but I like also the journal titles, the newspaper titles in the background. This art style very, very much polished and very well cured, and this is amazing. And not once, twice. Let me tell you. My dad took me to San Siro Stadium to see the semi-final with Austria, World Cup 34. That's a shame you lost it with the Czechs. Italy-Germany would have been a great final match. But that was before the war. And war took World Cup 42 away from us, on top of anything else. Italien-Deutschland, Welterschmeiß 6 und 46. 46? 46. World Cup 46? Yes, you Italian, me Deutschland. Oh, I guess we will see in the stadium for that to happen. I got it. See you at the next World Cup. Me Italy, you Germany. Yeah, Italy, Germany. World Cup final. Yeah, indeed, it happened. It was a historical match between Italy and German, but I don't know the year. But that match became legend. I wish. So, here are the papers. I mean, let me check. And second, Italianer. This is my Bluk Hicknock animal bait, I don't know. You go. Can I go? Go. Oh, thanks. You know, as far as humans can be cruel and fight each other with the strongest weapons and in the most atrocious ways, at the end we are still people who live, love something, and that's why there was so much empathy between common people, even if they were enemies. Thank you. Bitteschön. Giuseppe Meazza. Yeah. That's right. And that's when soccer saved our lives. Now it's not that like that anymore.
Sembra un rumore di motori, ma l'ansito di un mostruoso animale, e finché il battito delle sue grosse ali non si affievolisce, tratteniamo il respiro.
Its sound is not the sound of an engine, but the gasp of a monstrous animal. As long as the beating of its big wings does not weaken, we must hold our breath. Anonymous partisan. I guess this is now where the partisan movement began. Orzolino. Yeah, there were these strange names. I can't sleep. Benito. Will tell me a story. Yeah, if you're American of another country beside Italy, you will probably recognize these names, but they were very, very much strange names. Like 50 years ago. Will you tell me the story of Pippo? Okay, Pippo is a strange airplane. An airplane that's flying above our house every night. And if he sees a light on, boom, he drops a bomb. Orzolino, why does Pippo drop bombs? Even if I know that. That's a mystery. But who is Pippo? Nobody knows. Oh, come on. Is Pippo good or evil? Actually, Pippo is the translation in Italian of the character Goofy of the Disney World. Some say he's good, some say he's evil. The art style is amazing. Some say he's German, some Italian, some American or British. Some say he's small, some say he's big. He's got 1 or 2 engines, bombs, or machine guns. Really? Really? But how is it that possible? That people can be good and evil, and German and American, and big and small at the same time. People is all and nothing. Everyone and no one. People is war. Like the sun or the rain or the wind or the snow. It simply is. I understand. But Orzolino, if I turn off the light, I'm afraid of the dark. If I turn the light on, Pippo shows up and drops a bomb on me. And that's how you get rid of the fear of the dark. But then, how can I not be scared? Home, bombs, dead, mom. Plane, sleep tight, Benito. I'm standing right here for you. What about Bianca? Grandma Linda knitted a little angel for your sister too. Oh, this is a doll. Thank you. That's what guardian angels are meant for, right? Yeah, I guess religion was one of the few things you could hold on to not deeply diving into the void. Right. Even though if you dive too much into religion, it will suck you in eventually. Ozzolino, one last thing. As a guardian angel, you should know. Why did Ma call me Benito? Yeah, unfortunately, many families named their children Benito after the Duce. But I guess many of them, after war, they changed it. Don't you remember what Grandma Linda said? To have one more spoonful of Parmesan cheese at the school canteen. Even though there are many fascists still today,
Paura.
or pretending to be
Chi dice
so.
di non averne è un bugiardo. Nessuno di noi può giurare che sarà vivo domani, o anche stasera.
Fear. Whoever says not to be afraid is a liar. No one can swear to be alive tomorrow. Not even tonight. We're fortunate enough to have these people who fought for our freedom. Who fought against our true enemy. It's gonna be a hard day. Yeah, but you have a nice mustache. The best mustache Picasso has ever painted. This bloody war is a curse, but I have to help my country as much as I can. This time I managed to bring a good load of salt to sell off down from Switzerland. 40 kilos. Nice shot. Should be enough to let 4 families preserve their pork meat this coming winter. I'm a slight vampire. My reflex appears after a few seconds. Yeah, many of the people who departed from Italy because of the regime actually came back and started to fight, and also other people from other countries did. Should be enough to let oh yeah. Well done, Giulio. You're doing the right thing. And my eyes are changing color for some reason. Don't you think? I do the best I can. That's the price of my long, hard journeys. And the risk I'm taking for being a smuggler. Right. If you didn't become a smuggler, you would have been a migrant. Who knows where? Probably to the USA. Actually, I think Italy took a huge part in populating America, at least in the East Coast. Quite a risk anyway. I made my choice, and I don't regret it. I'm a worker, just like anyone else. Anyone else? I haven't read any news about a pay rise from the workers at Pirelli's factory. Yeah, indeed, those were hard times. Also times for workers, sort of rebellion, in order to have rights in the factories, where the conditions were terrible as well. If you didn't figure out, I'm talking to my reflex. Oil rig. Whilst the cost of bread is 8 times higher than what it was 5 years ago. To be honest, you keep complaining about your troubles, but in truth, it's your stomach that's rumbling. I could be wrong. Do you remember that day? That day? That woman surely does remember it. That woman. Long, curly hair, bright eyes. That one. That day, that woman had no chance to feed her son. Don't you know why? Why? Because she was 20 lire short to buy the rice you had brought downtown. And I didn't give her that. Whoa. What else could I do? If I start doing one favor, then everyone will expect more and more. You know it, these are hard times for everyone. Especially for that woman. Her son died yesterday, but a kid would not have made it anyway. Not even with an extra bowl of rice. Yeah, the flames of hell are already burning my skin. Well, maybe you can cover his dead body with your nice full coat now. He had no chance since the beginning. But it's not a good reason not to help him, or even buy his family a bunch of flowers. Since the beginning of this bloody war, I'm sure they will appreciate your thought. He, like so many others. Just don't think about it. It won't happen again. Yeah, unless we start a World War III. Hurry up, or you'll be late. Let's leave home. Leaving our reflex in our home.
Notte. Ci sono notti brevissime e notti eterne. Ciascuno di noi conserva il ricordo di una notte terribile.
Night. Some nights are short, some are everlasting. We all hold the memory of one terrible night. January 1944. There is Auschwitz, and so there cannot be a god. I don't find a solution to this dilemma. I keep looking, but I don't find it. The most profound statement he had made about Auschwitz was not a statement at all, but a response. The query, at Auschwitz tell me, where was God? And the answer, where was man? Where, father? Excuse me, son. I was wondering, where, father? Where is that train of platform 21 bound for? But there are only 20 regular platforms in this railway station. Platform 21 does not exist. Yeah, sure. Platform 21 does not exist. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to bother you. No bother at all, son. My name is Father Alfonso Costoid. Nice to meet you. In Milan Central Station, to come or to go? You know, actually, the Catholic Church played a major role during those days. In fact, it bowed down very quickly to the regime, just like the government and the king. So, in a way, they helped the fascists go into the top of the power. Although there were some small priests that joined the revolution, the resistance, and nonetheless they were against the dictatorship. So also the church has their sin too. I'm going away from Milan, away from Italy, away from Europe. This whole continent is lost. Probably is one of the Jews that were deported. What about you, father? I'm staying. My duty is to stay. Your duty, I understand. Tell me, is to keep your eyes shut one of your duties too, father? I don't understand. Don't pretend you're not seeing what's happening tonight. This terrible night. Platform 21 might be secret, hidden, underground, invisible. We may even discover it only after the end of this war. But we both know it does exist. Probably the railroad leading to Auschwitz. Can't you see? I can. And we both know very well who those people are and where they are going to. And nobody moved a finger to help them. Hence today I'm acting in accordance with the will of the Almighty Creator. By defending myself against the Jew, I am fighting for the work of the Lord. Am I wrong, or the Almighty Lord, the Führer, is talking about you? About is your very same Almighty Lord, Father? You're wrong. Bolshevism is Christianity's illegitimate child. Both are inventions of the Jew. That's what I thought about. If you want to quote Adolf Hitler, son, do it with full knowledge. We're all brothers in the eyes of the Nazis. Bolsheviks like you and Christians like me. All brothers of these people on that train. We're all Jew. Well, not particular. So, work makes free. Only thing is we're still alive, father. But those people are still alive too. Sure, they're transferring them, but they are deporting them. Right, they're deporting them, but if God's will is, well, God should be ashamed of himself if he saw Auschwitz. God, there is no God at that train's arrival station. Neither the God nor yours, father. You're doing the right thing, to be silent, father. But remember, when we'll be gone from here, from this platform, our duty will be to speak. Amen. There is Auschwitz, and so there cannot be God. I don't find a solution to this dilemma. I keep looking, but I don't find it. If you want to read a wonderful book about Auschwitz and the departments, you can read Sequestro non è un uomo by Primo Levi. I don't recall the English title, but if you look for Primo Levi, you shall find it for sure. Primo Levi, indeed. And it was from him. 15.
Fuga. La nostra non è una guerra classica, perciò la fuga vi è ammessa. Ne è anzi la prima regola. La nostra è una continua fuga, ma allo stesso tempo è un continuo attacco.
How great it is to see so many Italian games on Gamejolt. It's wonderful. I mean, finally, a wave of reform and new fresh air also is breathing in our country. Finally, it only took some years to, adapt to world progress, but still, it's cool. Retreat. Our war is not a conventional war. That's why we retreat. That's why retreat is contemplated. It's the first rule, actually. Ours is an endless retreat. At the same time, it's an endless attack. Also, fighting in the resistance wasn't easy. You had to deal with cold winter and groups of fascists going around in patrol. So much praise upon them. On February 10th, 1944, a clandestine group of the 5th Aeronautic Section of Breda Factory set up an attack against the Casa del Fascio, fascist headquarters in Sesto San Giovanni. The group was made up of 8 people, led by Oreste Ghirotti. He is famous, a former Milanese worker, now owner of a grocery store. The lookout was Carlo Talamucci, technicians at Breda, who lives right in front of the Casa del Fascio. A 3-wheel van belonging to the Gruppi d'Azione Partigiana delivered the weapons for the attack in Piazza 4 Novembre. A partisan infiltrator in the Republican Fascist Party was supposed to leave the Casa del Fascio's door open behind himself in order to allow the attack. 2 days after the attack, the infiltrator gets caught by the fascists and tortured. Talk! Talk! Tell us how you made it! Tell us everything you know, you filthy partisan! How many people? Go to hell, pigs! I'll never talk. Maybe we haven't made ourselves clear enough. If you play the tough guy, things will only get worse. For you. And maybe for your family too. Yeah, cause these assholes, these coward, pathetic people, if he couldn't extract the informations from you, were menacing your family, who knows what could happen to you and to them. Come on, let's try again. How many people? I can't remember. Maybe a few. That's not possible. Witnesses said that there were more. There were about 10 of your people. Why are you trying to screw us? Why are you making it so hard? Who knows what your mates would do if they knew their fate is in your answers. They will probably agree with me, don't you think? Let's try again. How many people? I can't remember. Maybe a few. Enough! I'm sick and tired of you. Take him away. Torture him. Make him say everything he knows. There was no point of giving the information, for they were going to torture anyway. Every single thing. You will talk. I swear. You will. 14. So many stones.
Qualcuno dei nostri c'è entrato di notte e gli è parso di essere finito in un labirinto, in una trappola. Eppure, buona parte delle persone che l'abitano è con noi.
City. Some of us entered it by night, and it felt like ending up in a maze, a trap hole. Yet most of the people who live there are on our side. Yeah, the population also helped the partisans. Some of them, actually. That's how they succeeded. March 1944. Today is the day of the strike. The partisan committee gave orders, and here we are. Sure, I wonder what is the right thing to do. It is better to strike. Is it really better? If I strike, they will cut our salary. They will arrest us. They will deport us. And how will I feed Benito and Bianca? Oh, so this is the mother of the child of Early. How will I feed myself? And how about my mother? She's old and not healthy, as she used to be. Giovanni, I hope at least you have something to put in your stomach, wherever you are. Maybe to strike is not the best idea. Maybe it's better to strike anyway. It's better not to strike. Is it really better? If I don't strike, nothing will ever change. These conditions are mine, of yours, of ours. The condition of hundreds of workers. The conditions of thousands of families. The conditions of millions of people in this country at war. Maybe to strike is the best idea. But why are we striking? But why are we striking? Why are we really striking? For whom? For what? For our sons, for our mothers, for our husbands, for bread, and for peace. Especially for our sons. Yeah, for that reason too. But why are we striking? Why are we really striking? For whom? For what? And for peace. We are striking for our sons, for our mothers, for our husbands, for bread, but most of all, for peace, for the end of this war, for the end of this occupation, for the end of these dark times, for liberation, at all costs. Yes, I will strike, at all costs. And because of the people who made those choices, we are here, free.
Inglesi. Da un anno aspettiamo che sferrino l'offensiva, ma non si decidono mai. Essi calcolano il rischio, noi no.
Brits, we've been waiting for their assault for a year now, but they never make it their move. They're calculating risks. We don't. We only have to lose. That's why we don't calculate risks. April 1944. Why are you still awake so late, Sarah? Go to bed. But I... Go! Every night the same story. They all gather around the radio to listen to those weird, incoherent transmissions. Hurry! Radio Londra is about to begin. Radio Londra was the main radio network who's telling the latest news on the war. It must be a special transmission. Don't forget, let's all remember as best as we can what Colonel Buonasera says. London speaking. This is a special transmission. Frank is not Frank. The rain ceased. My beard is blonde. The cow gives no milk. Giacomone kisses Muhammad.
Le scarpe mi stanno strette.
My shoes are tight.
Il pappagallo è rosso.
The parrot is red.
L'aquila vola.
The eagle flies.
Parla Londra. Abbiamo trasmesso alcuni messaggi speciali.
London speaking. This was a special transmission. It was all coded messages for the resistance. So, does everyone remember everything? How was Frank? Not Frank. Frank is Frank, that's clear. No, come on. Frank is not Frank, I'm sure about that. What happened to the rain? It ceased. Rain fell. Sure, what else could rain do but falling? It ceased. Rain ceased. The color was the beer. Blonde. I do remember this. Red. My beard is red, they said so. My beard is blonde. Colonel said his beard was blonde. What wasn't the cow giving? Milk. Well, this is pretty easy. Well, cows actually give milk and meat. Therefore, it must be eggs. The cow gives no eggs. Well, how can you be so stupid? Yes, but not this one. This cow gives no milk. Who was kissing Mohammed? Giacomone. I guess it was the eagle or that Frank guy. The eagle! I'm sure it was an eagle. It wasn't an eagle. You stupid family of mine. It was Giacomone. Giacomone kisses Mohammed. How were the shoes like? Tight. Fitting. The shoes were fitting. You wish they were. Right. Nope. Wrong. My shoes are tight. That's what he said. And what about the parrot? I don't remember. It flies maybe? Have you ever seen a parrot? Me, I haven't. But I guess it flies. And what was the eagle doing? It doesn't fly. Well, if the parrot was flying, the eagle wasn't. Also because it was already kissing Mohammed, huh? Oh, shut up. They got it all wrong. They can't even remember a single message. Maybe I should tell them, even though I should be in bed. Not here, eavesdropping on them. What am I gonna do? I'm telling them, cause you're too fucking stupid, you family. I'm telling them. Dad, Mom. Why are you still awake so late, Sarah? Go to bed. But Go! Sometimes I wonder if it's right to treat Sarah this way. You know the reason. To protect her. Who knows what would happen to her if she said to the wrong person that we are on the right side. Speaking of which, what color was the parrot, by the way? Yeah, great. 12.
Vittorio Emanuele. Era piccolo col fascismo, senza fascismo non è cresciuto di un pollice.
Vittorio Emanuele was a little man during fascism. Afterwards, he still did not grow an inch. He was the king of Italy during this time. All of our kings are assholes, basically. They never did nothing good to our country. And luckily enough, we got rid of them in 1946, when we proclaimed Italy as a republic. And they played a major role in not doing anything to stop Mussolini during the March on Rome, May 1944. I received a leaflet, Baldo. It is meant for the dispersed, the reluctant, and the deserters. Woof, woof! You're right, Baldo. I'm not of none of these. I'm an entrepreneur, a honest man, a believer in the great mother Italy, and a believer in its great king, Vittorio Emanuele. Well, fuck you. Woof! Baldo, you know I don't like jokes about the king's height. Okay, going crazy too. Oh, you meant alpha man because of his soul, not his figure. I'll pretend I didn't hear that, rascal. Fact is, I'm worried about a sentence in this leaflet. Very worried. What it says, consider. My families consider letting a peaceful callback to reality be heard. But their dear ones, whose souls are still in doubt. Woof! I agree. That's quite a masterpiece of an euphemism. Woof? Sure, I know what it means. It means that if you know any dispersed, reluctant or deserters, you should report them. Yeah, always, the spies always greed on these moments of history. Woof? Yes, to my dismay, I know one very well. It's Mirella's son. He was a soldier. He fled on September 8th to come back home. Since then, he's been hiding, enduring in absence, as the leaflet says. Woof? How do I know? I'm the one who was hiding him. I know, Baldo. I should have told you. But you know, Mirella has been working for me for 20 years now. She's my most loyal employee. And even though what she asked me is totally insane, how could I refuse? Woof? She asked me to hide her son upstairs in the archive room. Yes, at my office. Ours, right, at our office. Consider. I'm an entrepreneur. To consider is what I always been doing and what I can do best. But this time I really don't know what to do. What is best to consider? Is it for my fondness for Mirella, even though her son is a deserter? Or is it about my duties as camerata? And subject of Vittorio Emanuele. Woof? I read, Baldo. I read how the leaflet goes on. I read, a lethal and ignominious punishment will await those stubborn and unsure who stroll around after the due time. And unsure is exactly why I am today. What am I supposed to do, Baldo? Do we keep hiding him or to report him? Yeah, I don't really matter in this. If you only could understand me. If only I could really understand you, Baldo. Indeed. Enough, I made my choice. As the leaflet says, still on time today, tomorrow, not anymore. And today it's time to burn this filthy leaflet. Thank you, the dog said. 11.
Divisa. Non esiste una di rigore, perciò sono tutte buone.
Uniform. There isn't an official one. Therefore, they're all good. There's only the uniform of your side. June 1944. Am I there yet? 5 more kilometers and I'm there. The party's in Staffetta, right? A back career in my decent made uniform. How am I supposed to know? Right. I must be very careful today. Today we celebrate, but we cry too. Today we bring home victory, but defeat too. Probably this is the day when they freed Italy. Maybe it was the year next, 1945, I think. Go straight on. Roma was liberated yesterday, yeah. So they liberated half of the country. The fascists are biting the bullet. And what does Mussolini do here in Milan? He proclaims a national mourning. Some people celebrate, some people cry. Turn right again? After all, resistance is a bit like cycling. Message after message. Action after action. Like a wheel going around and round. Yeah, also, Marina. Women played a major role also in the resistance. Hiding the partisans, joining them in war as well. And doing everything they could to help them. Like a wheel going around and round, pushing on the pedals harder and harder, clocking up the miles. If it speeds up, it looks unstoppable, but just like any bike, sooner or later it has to stop. Fact is, we will stop. Just when all of this is over. If we keep resisting, we can make it. Check the map. Yeah, this is the best idea from the beginning. Okay, I've been taking this route for 3 months, but I always forget where the bloody fastest checkpoint is. Likely I check it on the map. Next branch, I have to turn right. Okay, that's why when it's important. I'm cycling every day, all day long. But I will never get used to cycle with these packages hidden under my dress. I'm doing it for a good cause. I'm doing it for the cause. Turn right. I want to be checked. That checkpoint really strategically placed. They might be cruel and ruthless, but they know what they're about when it comes to organization. Anyway, good news is we are smarter than them. Yeah. Hopefully. Number 10.
Repubblichini. Se ne stanno in città, preferibilmente al sicuro, con le scarpe lustre, il ciuffo fuori del berretto.
Repubblichini. They stay downtown, preferably safe, with their shiny shoes and bangs peeking out from under the beret. I think this is referring to the people who still believed in the Republic, but did nothing to help them. July 1944. Mom, Dad, Emilio got caught. Dear Lord, caught? Caught by whom? By one of those Repubblichini downtown. Oh no, the Repubblichini were the people making part of the Republic of Salò, the last stronghold of Mussolini here in Italy. Yeah, Repubblichini was about it. I bet it must have been Ernesto's son, that damn fascist. Uncle Mario, what's a Repubblichino? I'll tell you later, Giacomo. Let's deal with Emilio now. What did they tell you, Carolina? They told me to tell you they want a horse. The horse? Yes, if we bring them the horse, they'll give us Emilio back. Otherwise. Dear Lord, my son for a horse. Our son. My brother. My nephew. My cousin. So, what are we going to do? Let's bring them a horse. I do love our good old Furia. Giacomo, Emilio is risking his life and you think about a horse. You stupid fucker. Wait a moment, Giacomo is making a point. That horse is so vital for our farmstead. Indeed, it could be a very hard year without a horse. But Mario, Adele, there must be another way. So, what are we gonna do? Let's bring in the pig. It will be good enough for them. Let's bring him Giacomo, yeah. Let's bring him the pig. The pig, but we need it even more than the horse. True, the pig is the most valuable beast we have. If we make it to next winter, hopefully. And I do love that pig. Oh, shut up! No, I care about your opinion. So what are we gonna do? Maybe the chickens. If those damn fascists think my son is worth a horse, I don't think the few plucked chickens we have will be enough for them. True, because there are a dozen of them, maybe more. I don't get it. If Emilia's worth a horse worth 12 chickens, and chickens make eggs, how many eggs is Emilia worth? Oh, whatever. So what are we gonna do? What the fuck is persimmons? But persimmons are not yet in season. It's a fruit, I guess. Unfortunately, also because our persimmon tree is the last good tree we have left. So what are we gonna do? Let's bring him Giacomo. But Uncle Mario, come on Giacomo, Uncle was just kidding, weren't you? So, what are we gonna do? Won't you think about leaving Emilio? Don't you? Uncle? Dad? Oh, come on. Mom? What the fuck? You douche, no. Giacomo, I might be dumb, but no horse or pig or chicken or egg or persimmon is worth my cousin. Well, thank you. We won't have a horse anymore, and we will be oh so hungry. Well, we'll be hungry all together. All together. Including Emilio, my son, our son, my nephew, my brother, my cousin. So what are we gonna do? Let's bring in them horse. Just as I said. For those damn fascists. If the oceans of tears the monsters shed through the history of mankind could be measured by the grotesque situations its dumbness determined, nobody would ever doubt the comicality of power and the necessity to explain it in terms of a comedy rather than a tragedy. Oriana Fallaci, Conversation with Power. So we are here. 9. I'm gonna end this episode here.
Raffica. Una parola in cui si concentrano l'odio e la violenza. Una parola di questa guerra. Qualche volta l'uomo che spara riesce a vedere negli occhi l'altro che insacca i colpi.
Gunfire, a war crammed with hatred and violence. A world belonging to this war. Sometimes the shooter can even get to look into the eyes of the victim. So I'm gonna end it up here. I'll do another episode of this. I don't know if you are enjoying this, but still, to me it's quite important to play it. As an Italian indie game, and also a game about our story, our history. So that's why it feels important to me to play this. And I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And let me know what you think of this game. Consider supporting this and going to the Gamejolt page and maybe show some love to the developers. And I thank them very much for doing this. And also very, very happy to see they succeeded in it. So thank you again for watching, and we'll see each other again in next episode. And remember, if you can't sleep, the clowns are gonna eat thee. Good night.